Accessing the object.
Yeah, this is a typical layer. This is DAO layer, your service layer, your controller. In DAO layer, it deals with only database logic, right? I will teach you soon. There is a design principle that is solid design principle. Solid. In solid, ES stand for single responsibility. You got it or got confused? Response, responsibility. People, single responsibility. Is clear? So when you write a class, every class should have single responsibility. Are you following me? DAO layer, single responsibility means this DAO layer should talk only about database
Yeah.
logic, nothing else. That is the meaning of single responsibility. If you have multiple responsibility, you might be get confused. But if you have single responsibility, it would be easy to manage and all, right? Not a problem. I hope I'm making myself clear, right? Give me a second. Okay. And hey, who will tell me what is the use of service layer? Service layer is the extra class or extra layer in between where we write the logic, business logic normally. So whenever data comes from this controller, it goes to service layer. And service layer, you can perform some operation before sending your data to the DO layer. Hey friend, you understand this concept or not? Ashish, you tell me. You got this?
Yeah.
See, no need to say yes, I am telling you. But if you understand, say I don't understand. Clear? Your question should be why we need service layer. See, when data comes from the controller, it goes to service layer. And whatever data you have in service layer, it not be as compatible to your DO layer format. Then that conversion you have to do in service layer.
So basically, all the business logic comes under service layer, then, right?
Exactly. Yeah. All the general logic, database logic will come in DO layer. Extra logic will come in service layer. You can think like that. Extra logic means once you get data from REST controller, yeah, REST API you can think as a controller. You know controller? Prabhat was just teaching you Spring MVC, right? Model View Controller.
So is there
That
any
is
direct connection between controller and DO layer?
no, not direct connection. In between we have this glue service layer.
Okay.
Fine. And controller does not receive data directly. Controller receive data from where? From the presentation layer. Am I right? Sir
Mm-hmm.
reply. Presentation layer means GUI.
User.
Presentation layer. Hey, you know presentation layer? View. Your JSP, your HTML, your CSS, all are the part of the presentation layer, right? So presentation layer make a request, then your request goes to which layer? Dispatcher servlet. No, yes. Have you heard about dispatcher servlet or not so far?
No.
Actually, he was teaching you a model view controller, right? So dispatcher servlet is your in that design pattern dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet is your mediator. Your presentation layer will make a call to the dispatcher servlet, and dispatcher servlet will forward your call to the controller. Understood? And controller will forward your call to service layer, DAO layer. Eventually, a result will come from DAO to service, service to controller. Again, it will route through a dispatcher servlet, and eventually it will be sent to view. So people, you understand this flow or confused? Let me know if you confused, please. I will help you. You can give here, you can say this is A, then B, C, D, E. E means to database. then you can go to the revert direction, right? F,
So it's kind
G.
of both ways, right?
Of course, man, when you send the request, you will get the response for sure. Mhm. In this diagram, like here, if you are not asking question in my session, you are wasting your time, I'm telling you. In this, if you don't understand anything, you are not able to relate all this thing, please let me know. That's why I'm here, right? Here I'm telling you one thing, right? All this, there is a lot of knowledge base on the internet, YouTube. There is a lot of course, Coursera, your Udemy, and everything is there. But you guys are here so that you can ask questions with us, because all these things you will not get anywhere as it is. I'm telling you right now. So it would be very nice if you can ask questions. Nobody has question?
So how this DAO layer and dispatcher servlet connect again? Like it's a part of DAO layer, dispatcher servlet.
Very nice. You can see the diagram, man. Everything is disconnected, right? Hello? Display
Yeah.
outlet is front end.
Uh-huh.
Your GSP page. When you hit your GSP page, your call will go to the servlet, and servlet will forward your call to the controller. Controller will forward your call to service layer. Service layer will forward your call to the repository. Then how your display servlet is related with the DAO layer? Not directly, man. They are very far to each other.
Okay.
Ask more questions.
No, I see what you're telling. I'm
Okay,
getting it.
let me talk to some other people. Vivek, who is Vivek Thapa? You tell me, do you understand the diagram? Just be honest.
Yeah,
If you
I
don't understand,
understand. Yeah, I understand.
really?
Yep.
So in this, you understand the meaning of the layer? Layer means class.
Yeah, and they have their individual work.
Layer means class here. Okay. So controller layer, the class which is annotated with which annotation? Controller. The class which is related with service, that is called service layer. Am I right? The class which is annotated with attribute. Do you know all these annotations? Ashish, you tell me, do you know these annotations or not?
Yeah, we do.
Hmm. So regarding this diagram, nobody has any confusion? You guys are not replying sometime. Okay,
I'm clear now again.
that's great then. Sangeeta, what about you? This diagram is really clear, or you have little bit
Yes,
confusion
sir.
in this?
No
Okay,
confusion here.
okay. So agenda for today class is JUnit. So I'll just give you the basic idea about it. And tomorrow when I ask some question regarding this, you should be able to answer it. First thing I want to tell you in this is business business logic. In controller, do you think we have business logic? Yes. Controller has business logic, how to take data from the view and how to present data on view, right? So in presentation layer, in your form, in your view page, you may be sending some data. That data will go to controller. So controller may have some logic to receive the data. Or in controller, you may have logic like validation. You know validation? Sangeeta, validation means you are validating the input. For example, email is coming. Your email is in proper format or not. Age. Age should not be negative. You know it, right? It must be some positive number, right? Like greater than zero. So those kind of logic where you can write in controller. Sangeeta, are you following me?
Yes, sir.
You know business logic? Logic which you write, code which we write,
Yeah.
that is called business logic. So in controller, what kind of logic we have? We have logic regarding how to take data from the GUI, and logic what kind of data we should send back to the GUI, presentation layer. Presentation layer means GUI. GUI means graphical user interface. And what kind of logic, Sangeeta, we write in service layer?
In controller.
In controller we talked about. In controller we'll have logic like validation. We have logic like how to take data from the presentation layer. We have logic what kind of data we should send back to the presentation layer. And what logic we have in service layer? Your answer should be when data comes from the controller, right? Then there sometimes you have to do some processing before sending to
Spring
DO
data.
layer. Yeah, Spring data. That's correct. Whatever data is coming from the controller, sometimes you cannot send it as it is, right? You have to apply some business logic on it. Some, you have to do some processing. You remember? Prabhat may be teaching, I don't know. Uh, I will come across, okay? Because we are going to write a lot of logic in it. That's not a big deal. Yep, done. Mainly where we write the business logic, controller and service layer. In repository, we don't, normally we don't have business logic. Why, Sangeeta? Because in repository, Spring Data says don't write any code. I'll write everything for you. Yes, you know.
Yeah.
So in this case, if you use Spring Data JPA, then in that case we don't have programmer is not going to write any logic into it. No? Normally here, what do I write? Normally here, what I said. Normally here programmer is not going to write any logic here. Is it right? Do you
Yeah.
understand why I'm saying? Yes. Yes. Why I'm saying like this? Because in case of Spring Data JPA, whatever logic is you need, it is developed by the framework. Hmm. Earlier you may be writing a lot of code here and there. Hmm. Normally here programmer is not going to write any logic. Simple. That's correct. So in this whole diagram, where we have logic, any guess?
Mm,
We're not replying at all. We have logic inside controller
Controller and service.
and in service only, right? Like when you talk to me, right, logically, then you can understand better. And don't worry about like you can ask some silly questions, okay? You don't care about it. For you, all the questions are genuine. You don't care about your question is genuine, right? Not it's genuine, it's not genuine. It's not your problem.
So
Where we have
the
logic, controller, service layer. Yeah, please go ahead.
sorry if I'm wrong. So on the DAO layer,
Can you come close to mic, please? You are not audible properly.
sure. So in the DAO layer, we use repository annotation, right?
That's correct.
And we don't write any code. So it we just make repository class only for some reason, I guess.
Repository class you make because for database you don't need to write logic. That logic will be automatically taken care by the framework. Spring Data JPA will do it for you. That's why.
So we just
You
import
have
the
to,
library and leave as it is, right?
yeah, you just import library, use annotation, your job is done. Other code
Uh,
will be generated by the framework itself. That's why you use framework. Why you use framework? Because
for
in
the
framework code and everything is written already there. Framework
yeah.
makes your job easy. You tell me if you want to commute from one place to another place in your daily life, why you use car? Because car is a framework which
Mm-hmm.
makes your job easy when you want to commute from one place to another place. Yes, you know,
Yes.
right? Same thing in your program. If you don't want to write logic for database interaction, you can use Spring Data JPA. Spring Data JPA says, hey, if you want to interact with database, use me. If you use to me, I will generate code for you, and no need to write any logic for interacting to the database. It's clear? Are you
Mm-hmm.
confused?
No, I'm good now.
Okay. So next thing which I'm going to tell you, JUnit framework. Hey, who will tell me what is the framework? Sangeeta, you tell me what is the framework? JUnit is a
testing.
framework. No, no, no. I'm not talking about what JUnit is. I'm talking about what is the framework.
I don't know, sir.
Okay, let me give you a very layman example so that you can remember for forever. Give me a second. Hey, my question was, what is the framework? Who would like to answer it? Please just be fast. They are not replying. In this, let me call the name.
I think a framework is like already written code that you can use to as opposed to writing the code yourself.
Okay, you are right. You tell me what is the car. If somebody would say define the car, how you can define it? Answer my question.
A car is a vehicle that helps us move from one place to and to our destination.
Okay. Why we use car? Yeah, that's correct, right? If you go with bicycle or on foot, what is the problem? It will take a lot of time, right? And headache also. And it is
Yeah,
not safe. Am I right?
yeah.
So you would say, you tell me, my other question to you is, if you have a car and you are not using it, people will say, right, why you are not using it, right? You are full. Yes, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, man. Similarly, in the market, we have a framework. We should use it or not? Or we should write our own code from the scratch? Answer my question.
No, we should use the framework because it's
Framework is
faster.
a
Yeah,
library, ready-made code available, which you can directly utilize in your project. You tell
yeah.
me, already you have framework in your hand, right? And you are not using it. It means you are not
You're
aware with
wasting.
it. You are full.
Yeah,
Simple is that, I
yeah.
would say. So same thing you can understand. If somebody say, what is a framework? Your answer should be framework is a library, right? Yeah, yeah. Framework already have some features which you can directly utilize in your projects. So I'm telling you, in project development, right? In project development, if some features are already developed and it is available free of cost, we should use it or we should write our own code from the scratch to develop the same feature. Answer my question.
No, we should use it.
We should use it, right? Yeah,
Yeah, use it.
that's it. So first of all, JUnit is a framework, right? So it is a setup library. Your question is what it does, right? Okay. So let me tell you one situation. In service layer, right? You are writing a lot of code. Yes, you know, you are writing a lot of code. And I'm telling you, you are not writing 1 or 2 lines of code. You may be writing many, many thousand lines of code. So you tell me if you are doing some code change, listen to me very carefully. So your code change can impact other people functionality or not, other code in this or not. Of course it can. So first of all, you should know what I'm trying to say. When you are doing some code change and your code base is very big, very large, in that situation, if you do some code change, it can impact other functionality or not. Think and answer to me.
Yes.
Yes. If you do some code change, of course there could be some problem. People, if something happened bad, people would say, what you did? You would say, I have done this code change. Then they would say, why you haven't tested it? You would say, this code is very, very large. I cannot test it. Yes, you know, I'm human
Mm.
being. If I test it, it will take a couple of months and I don't have time for that. Oh my God. So do you understand the problem?
Yes, sir.
What problem is, if you have large code base and you are doing some code change, you don't know because of your code change what impact will be. Do you understand the problem? Let me tell you, this is a big project, right? And I'm your manager, Sangeeta, and I ask you to fix a bug. Because of bug fix, you have done some code change. So Sangeeta, how you can give you the guarantee whatever code change you have done, it is not going to impact other code, other people code. Do you have anything? Your answer should be, sir, no, I don't know. Because this code base is very large, I cannot test it. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Another question is, who can test it? Tester. But if tester is going to, if you do some code change, small code change, and your tester is going to test your whole product, it requires good amount of effort or not? Sangeeta, I'm waiting for your reply.
Yes.
Right? That is
Yes,
one way,
it's
right?
right.
But yeah, then let me tell you, this is the reason why JUnit comes in the picture. If you do some code change, JUnit can verify your code change impact in couple of seconds. Oh my God, what is the benefit of it? If you do some code change, why do code change? Requirement is there. You want to develop new feature or you want to fix some bug. That's why you are doing the code change. So if you do the code change and you want to know the impact of it, who will tell you the problem? Who will tell you the impact of it in couple of seconds? This unit framework. Sangeeta, you understand the benefit of it?
Uniformwork?
No. This JUnit framework. If you do some code change and you want to see the impact of it, whatever code change you have done in order to fix a bug,
Yeah.
what will be the impact of it? What you can do? You can use this JUnit framework. You can run this framework on this service layer and you will know the impact of your code change. Got
Oh,
it?
yeah, got it.
And I'm telling you, let me tell you another situation. I am your manager. You are working on some feature development and your coding is done, testing, everything is done, Sangeeta. Everything is done. And
Yeah.
we are going to deliver it in couple of weeks in the market. And as a manager, I said, Sangeeta, oh my God, I forget to tell you one change, right? Can you do this change?
Yes.
How you can say? You can say, wait, sir, wait. Let me do that change and I will tell you in couple of, after that I'll tell you. So Sangeeta, what you will
Yeah.
do? First of all, you will go and do the code change. You will do it. And after
Yeah.
that, you will run the JUnit
Yeah.
on that. And JUnit will tell you if you do this code change and this will be the impact of it. So if
Yeah.
you, after doing code change, if you run the JUnit, if no impact is coming, right, after that, you would say,
Yeah.
sir, it is possible, you can do it. So can you imagine this framework is really doing great job or not?
Yeah, it's doing great job.
And honestly, I'm telling you, otherwise, if JUnit is not there,
Yeah.
I'm your manager. I ask you to fix one bug. And once you fix the bug, it produces many bugs altogether. And people will
Yeah.
kill you. People will say, what you did it? You fix one code, you fix just one bug and you produces many bugs altogether.
Yeah.
You would say, sir, this code base is very large. What's my fault in this? That's correct.
Yes, sir.
I cannot test each and everything. So who is your friend?
JUnit.
JUnit.
Yeah.
Somebody saying, you
JUnit.
don't know JUnit, it means you do not have any software development. Simply you
Yeah.
got training from somewhere. Got my point?
Yes, sir. Got
So
it.
at least you understand the benefit of it. You would say, again,
Yeah.
this is the only benefit of JUnit or we have other benefit of it? I would say this is the main benefit of it, but we have other benefit of it. Okay. So let me pull some slide. I'm not teaching you today anything, but only I'll ensure tomorrow if somebody asking what JUnit is, you should be able to answer his question. I got my slide finally. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Sangeeta, you answer my question. Why JUnit? Your answer should be again, JUnit is a framework. If you do some code change and you want to know the impact of it, JUnit will tell you. That is correct. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, definition, you are not supposed to remember it. If somebody is trying to memorize the definition or mugging the definition, you are wasting your time. We are not the school kids, right? We cannot remember it. Am I right or not? Instead
Yes,
of
sir.
that, I would say you should try to understand. And when somebody asks these questions, definition, you should put in simple in your words.
Mm.
Okay, fine. You see, why JUnit? First thing is it is a regression testing framework. Regression testing means regression testing means same, Sangeeta, whatever I explain you. If you do some code change and you want to see the impact of it, that is called regression testing.
Yeah.
It makes your code more robust. Yeah, that's correct. If you do some code change,
Yeah.
because of your code change, your code is not breaking. It means your code is more robust. Clear?
Yeah.
It provides good documentation. Good documentation means somebody wants to understand the logic of the code, where he should go and look into it in JUnit classes. Sangeeta, in JUnit
Yeah.
we write classes. If you want to see if you want to understand the logic of the code, where we should go and see?
In controller?
No, you should say you can refer your JUnit classes.
Oh.
You can refer your JUnit classes, and JUnit classes will provide you good documentation.
Mm.
You can also detect a date code. Sometime what happens, Sangeeta, you may be writing a lot of code and some code is date code. You understand the meaning of date code? Date code means the code which is not going to be executed at all. That code
Okay.
is not going to execute never. It never executes, right?
Yes.
It also plays an important role with Jenkins. We'll talk about some, DevOps tool. Jenkins is one of them. So you will see when you use Jenkins in your projects, and Jenkins we are going to use for sure in each and every project. Clear? So Jenkins is in our agenda. You can run this JUnit as a standalone. Standalone means you don't need Tomcat container and all. You can simply right click and run it. Nice. Can we run our Spring Boot project as a standalone? Yes. Right click and run it.
Yes.
That is called standalone. JUnit,
Naveen,
JUnit,
I have one question. So,
sir.
uh, so the JUnit we write separate test cases for all the packages or the class, or we write
Yeah.
one and it's done for the project.
One class, one JUnit. For every class, you write a JUnit class. Suppose you have 1,000 classes, you have to write 1,000 of JUnit classes, one to one.
So will it be better to whenever you write the class, you write the test unit class right away, right? I guess.
Yeah. Once you done coding, there is two approach of it. Normally, once you complete your coding, after that, immediately you write your JUnit class.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. And you see last point, JUnit, comma. JUnit, you always write for business layer. Sangeeta, you understand? JUnit can we write for presentation layer in JSPs? No. No. JUnit always we write only for business layer.
Business layer?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you understand all the point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm telling you, JUnit is one of the big topic. What? One of the very big topic. Fine. So what I can do is, see, you understand it? I have one recording I'm going to share with you. You have to watch that recording, and tomorrow I will continue on top of it.